All good.
All right. Cool. And we're live.
Hello.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, a little bit hanging. I decided that I'm just going to do it in here tonight so I can just have the footy on in the background and chill out because I'm feeling it after last night.
Yeah.
But straight into it, New Year's Day games. Like this is the first gaming where we've kind of we're already like sort of quite far into it already now, but managed to squeeze a pod out in it, but it still counts.
Still counts.
And it's a big one as well because we both played our wildcard straight away.
Yeah.
So I don't really I don't really know whether it's worth talking about our scores. We will go into our scores from last week, but not very far because it's like
it was last year's news.
Exactly. But obviously, it's mainly going to be taken up with our wildcard teams as well and what we've gone for. I ended up, I had one drafted, and then it sort of changed at the last minute because of this double game week.
Some people don't even. I don't think some people. Hello, Gay. And Barry. I don't think some people even knew about because it's so late that they announced. What was it? The day before?
Was it the day before? I already noticed it this morning. So I checked my team this morning. So I don't think I looked at it at all yesterday. And then and I noticed the double games. So and the Leicester obviously now I've got a fixture. So I ended up changing it all at the last minute and getting loads of effort in the West Ham players, which I don't know if it's that wise, but it's.
I think it is. We'll come on to it, but I think there is method to. I didn't want to play my wild card this early. Originally, I was thinking about playing free hit, but then I realised that by doing that, I was going to revert to a team that wasn't going to be doing much next week either. So it kind of made sense to do the wild card.
They've both got decent fixtures, haven't they? Like West Ham and Everton. It's not just.
Oh, you've got mute.
I'm not sure why.
That was.
Yeah, I tried to switch to my mic. I think that's it. Sorry, core issue. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then obviously I just thought Tottenham players, Leicester players because they've got games to catch up. But we'll have a look now. We'll have a look. Have a gander.
Yeah, do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, go on. But yeah, I think you're definitely right that some people missed it because what with it being New Year's Eve as well, and then people being hanging this morning. I think some people have didn't realise that this was going to end up being a double game week. So I'm hoping to catch up some points on people.
I mean, the guy that I'm battling with in the money. Is it? Gold?
Nah. Decent. It would be typical for him to start scoring now after I've added him in for a few weeks. But yeah, I've just got the game on in the background, so I'll try not to get too distracted.
Yeah, the guy that I'm battling out with in the money league, even he didn't realise, and he's pretty on it with fantasy. So yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I mean, at the moment, you always got to check last minute, especially because we were playing the wild card. I had to check. But yeah, so yeah, let's have a gander. Yeah, the one thing I didn't do was put any Brentford players in, and then by the time I realised that they had a double fixture as well, it was too late.
Yeah, I mean they're not. I mean they're okay fixtures, Villa and Southampton, but they're just not. I mean, a lot of people probably put Tony in, but I prefer the front three that I've got, even though Kane fucking didn't do bugger all today.
Yeah, we've got the same front three actually, and three.
You would have fought against Watford, didn't they? Everyone else has been putting like 3-4 past him.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game, but I heard he missed a really good chance as well.
He missed 2 good chances, yeah.
What a muppet!
I'm the muppet.
But obviously, like that's less for this week and more for the weeks ahead, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, so but like that combo, I mean, obviously everyone's going to have him. I took out Reguilon, and they got a clean sheet. I think I will bring in a Spurs defender at some point.
Yeah,
either Reguilon or maybe Dyer.
Yeah, I think quite a lot of people have gone for Dyer. Obviously, Davis as well he was rested last week, so he's back. But their fixtures obviously they've got games to catch up on, but I think they've got a toughie. Oh, they got us next. They got Arsenal next, and then
Kane's got a really good record against you, though, hasn't he?
He's got a good record against all London teams, but especially against us, yeah.
Yeah, and at the moment there's no doubles next week, is there? At the moment,
there isn't, but I think maybe I might share that the guy's Twitter that I was on about. He's put something together which sort of explains what he foresees coming with the fixtures next week.
Yeah,
because I think there will be a double game week next week, and he's made a sort of list of like who's most likely to have a double game week, who's fairly likely. But I think they're going to be announced in the next day or so.
Oh, really?
So we should know quite soon. Yeah.
I already made a transfer, which might be a bit,
2 weeks away.
Might be a bit stupid, but it was Foden's got COVID, isn't it? And Man City were playing Chelsea. No.
Yeah.
So I brought in Jota for the time. Liverpool got Brentford at home. So
yeah, cool. Yeah. I brought in Matip as well for that week. So I got Matip, Jota, and Trent for next week.
yeah.
They might have a double game week as well, Liverpool, possibly against Leeds. So yeah, that could be absolutely prime.
Yeah. So even with bringing in Jota, I've already got one now, so I took out. But I'm hoping that, well, not hoping, but I think that they might struggle a little bit when Salah and Mane are out. I know it's only a couple of games.
Yeah.
But
that is the bulk of their goals, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's why I went for Matip. I thought maybe defensively they might just try and nick a few games 1-0, 2-0 type thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout. And you went for Souček.
Yeah. I mean, I just had a feeling that he might. I've been watching him in his first half, and he does get forward a little bit. There's a couple of times that he was sort of in a quite good position, but he didn't get picked out. But it was out of him and Ben Rama, but I was 0.1 or 0.2 away from Ben Rama, so I had to go Souček. Annoyingly as well, I was doing my team really late last night, like 2 a.m, and I didn't realise that that's the time that like the prices go up and down. So I had finally finished doing my team. I was like, right, that'll do. Press confirm, and then it just didn't do anything. I was like, what's going on here? Refreshed, and then Son had gone up 0.1. So I had to change, and somebody else went up as well, so I had to change a few things around.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, because of that last minute change I did this morning when I was really hanging, like half awake, there was no, other than the fact I think it will work out okay, and I've got a couple of free hits anyway if I need to play them. Yeah. But yeah, it was hard to really strategize this wild card. I just had to just go for it. And I've also tried. I went for like no Chelsea, no Liverpool, and no Chelsea, no Liverpool, and no Arsenal, just to try and mix it up compared to other people. But obviously, Son and Kane now are going to be in pretty much everyone's team.
Yeah, so already me and you've got very similar teams, haven't we?
Well, yeah, we picked six. Yeah, six are the same. Our back three's completely different.
Yeah.
And you went for Souček, whereas I went for Kufal for West Ham.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can keep a clean sheet in this game.
Is it half-time now?
Palace might have given away a handball here. Might be a pen. Yeah.
Who takes pens?
Is it Antonio?
It must be, I think, because it's Noble usually, and obviously he don't play anymore. So
Rice.
Could be
Didn't
Rice.
We have an argument at one point about who was taking it, or I can't remember.
I can't remember them having a penalty recently. I think Antonio, didn't he miss one week, but then scored one the next?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I got a feeling it'll be.
Just let Bowen have it.
I got a feeling it could be Bowen, or maybe Lanzini. He takes some set pieces.
Oh, really? Apparently his goal was really nice. I didn't see it.
No, I didn't see
it. Sorry, and I was just asked for a link. You'd think he'd bloody know it by now. Yeah, obviously. So then, the only game so far was Arsenal, so you didn't go for any Arsenal players. Obviously, they were playing Man City, and I saw you benched. Who did you bench? Cancelo.
Cancelo, yeah. I just had a feeling that we were going to turn up today. I mean, obviously, I'm fucking pissed off because we should have won that game. But fantasy wise, it worked out all right. Like people have either got like a Ramsdale or a Cancelo. So, and obviously I took Cancelo and Diaz out, and obviously my Arsenal boys. So that worked out pretty well this week anyway.
Pernell said, "I'm here, you twat." Welcome, mate. Happy New Year. And we're definitely sure Calvert-Lewin's back. Yeah, we know this.
Yeah. So Rafa said he's definitely in the squad, and Rafa said that like they might have to manage his minutes. But the good thing is that even though it's a double game week, there's like 9 days between games because obviously you've got FA Cup, there's FA Cup in between. So I'd imagine he'll start this game against Brighton, maybe play 70 odd minutes, hopefully the whole 90, and then not play FA Cup and then start against Leicester as well. So I think a lot of people have gone for him. So even if he doesn't do much, then I think everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah, mate, you're right. I think it is Lanzini.
Is it? Who won the penalty?
It is Lanzini. It was a handball, so no one. I don't even think it was like it wasn't a handball from a cross or anything. So I don't think that'll be an assist. Oh, Lanzini. He wasn't starting that much like last season and stuff, was he? He scored.
Nah, I think it's because Fornals is injured. So yeah, that's pretty annoying. I could have had him rather than Souček, but I would never have really looked at him, to be honest. So
no. 3-0 West Ham, fair play.
I think Palace had a few chances, to be fair, but West Ham have just taken theirs, obviously.
Yeah. Hopefully they can keep the clean sheet. So
obviously Everton
captain. So the Antonio Bowen choice for captain was it could prove pretty key. I'd hopefully Bowen can just pop up with something in these next, if not now, then against Norwich.
Yeah, surely.
Have you seen that Salah's gone to red flag now? On this current week, if you look at someone's team,
yeah,
he's changed to red flag and off on international duty.
I've seen that. I heard earlier that Klopp's out of the game with COVID, so maybe he's COVID.
Well. Nah, it didn't say anything about COVID.
But he wouldn't have gone to, I know a few players have been released already, but surely he would be one that'd be like saying, nah, he's not coming till like, especially against Chelsea,
Yeah.
That is interesting. I'll see if I can find anything out about that.
Maybe it's just that it's just already changed, ready for the next game. But it's weird that it's like that on people's teams when you look at them.
Yeah.
For this week's points.
It shouldn't show it on the points. It should just show on next week's. There's a few people on Twitter saying, why is Salah on red?
Is it?
But no one's answering, so I'm guessing it probably is next week.
Right, okay. Because that would be pretty big, because a lot of people would have kept him in for this week. Yeah, I noticed a few. Yeah. I wonder how many people played their wild card straight away as well. I reckon it might have been quite popular.
I mean, I was looking on Twitter, like the general consensus on Twitter was that most people were just going to take like a -8 this week, which I don't really understand. I just thought the wildcard's there, just play it, especially if you've got 2 free hits and a bench boost. At the end of the day, you can't just keep holding on. You've got to use them at some point. And I think a week when you've got players playing for teams that you wouldn't usually have, like Everton and Brentford, seems like a chance to use it. And then, you can keep your like I've done my Liverpool and City on the bench for, obviously you're going to want them long term anyway.
Mate, news. But Pernell and Bowen with the assist? Surely not.
Oh, is it? Hang on, let me refresh my because I've got them as well.
Oh, come on, that would be
points update.
I didn't even see how that happened, but I don't see how anyone could have got an assist from that. He did as well.
Yeah, boy.
Boom. Boom, that's huge. That is huge. I needed something.
Isn't he like the top assister in the league this year? Is it in like 2021?
I think it might be. So that well, at the moment him and Antonio are pretty level. There's 2. Antonio's got 5 and he's on 4.
Yeah. From what I've seen, a lot of it is like really 50-50 between Antonio and Bowen as to who people have captained for other teams that I've seen. So.
Oh yeah. Are you still in the English Cup thing?
I should think so. I've done fucking all right the last few weeks, so I'll be surprised if I'm not. Yeah, and
also, oh yeah,
yeah. I only just went through last week 64. The other mate he had. So,
God,
did
I
you
don't
go
know. I don't know. I'm trying to have a look now. Nah. I won the first one. I lost last week. I didn't have a very good week last week in it. I just, yeah, it was very, very average.
Oh, you had Salah captain in that.
Yeah. But yeah, this week is also the first week of the Foxes Fantasy Head-to-Head League. So we got 16 in there, which was the max that we could do, and it's a mixture of sort of some of the people who are in our league, some of the people who from like the BT90 between the 90 podcast. So it's a good mix of players, and I kind of this particular one is a bit of a fresh start. It's a clean slate because we all start on 0 points, so it doesn't really matter what you've done before.
Yeah. We got some, is this right? Is this Rye's brother, Martin? -4.
Yeah, must be. Yeah. I don't. It's not updating live though, is it? Is it?
Not quite now because it's not because I'm only on 8 points. So
I was going to do a Div 1 and a Div 2 because it filled up pretty quickly, but I didn't sort it and I wasn't sure. So what we'll do is whoever comes, what do you reckon? Like bottom two get relegated, and then next year I'll create a Div 2 so they go down.
yeah,
and obviously, well, we could technically we could have 4 more people at the start of the season because I think you can have 20. Yeah, have a full one. Matt said that's fucking ridiculous. How did he get that, but not that lot last week? Assist. Yeah, I literally, I'm gonna have to see that again. I don't know how Bowen got an assist for that. That's insane.
Yeah.
Am I still in the Italian Cup? I'm making this now. Mate, I think it's based on location, not ethnicity. So do you know what I mean? Maybe I will do it in the Italian Cup next year though, because I'll have a better chance of actually bloody progressing. There is a Leicester Cup though that hasn't started yet, so I've got my eye on that. Saying let's get the darts on. Yeah, we think it might start a little bit later tonight, like 7:30. But yeah, of course, like this is stopping as soon as it starts.
Yeah, should we touch on the fixtures this week just to go over what the double game, like just in case people need to catch up. So obviously we've got West Ham, we've got a double. Obviously they're smashing it this week, and they've got Norwich next. So that's looking absolutely delightful. Hopefully most of you got on the West Ham lot, and then obviously Everton have got quite a few games to catch up on. They've got 2 home games, Brighton and Leicester. Obviously you'll have lost all your African mateys by that point, won't you? So you're gonna have a bit of a squad.
Yeah, especially defensively.
I mean, that could be a bit of a dodgy one for COVID potentially.
Yeah. Sorry,
that is it.
Matt's name is done on what nationality you select, not where you are. So maybe I'm gonna have to check my settings. I'm gonna have to check. They don't let you do half and half. Do you know what I mean? That's like they should really. But yeah, what was surprising was that there's such a big gap. Even though it's a double game week, it's like like 8 days later. So 8 and 9 days later. So obviously, everyone's gonna play both games. There's not going to be any rotation. There is FA Cup in the middle, is it? Next weekend is it?
Yeah, there's FA Cup in the middle, so that could potentially cause COVID issues. And Matt also made a point about with it being so far away, maybe there could be some more games even added into this week, in which case that would be dry.
Oh, really?
I mean, there'd be nothing we could do. I mean, hopefully Fantasy will just add that on to the next week, even if it is played on like the same 2 days as these, because that would just be shit.
Nah, it'll just be done on pure luck. It'll be yeah.
Well, that.
Yeah, for sure. I just saw that Lanzini goal. It was nice, actually. Oh yeah, well, okay. Bowen got a flick on. That is a crazy assist for a goal. It is mad.
Was the header on target?
No, he flicked it backwards towards the edge of the area, and Milivojevic, whatever the fuck his name is, unrolled it on from there. Okay. So yeah, it wasn't even going. It wasn't going anywhere near the goal. But I'll take that. That is sweet. Yeah, so and but obviously West Ham having Norwich as well. That is, yeah, it's pretty ideal. Did you think about triple captain? No, you can't do it the same week as a wild card, can you?
Nah, I mean, there's so much. You probably didn't see because you were getting on it or whatever last night. But me and Matt were fucking chatting to the early hours about some of the bullshit stuff on fantasy and strategy and stuff. And yeah, the one thing I didn't realize, which I was lucky that I read the rules afterwards, is that you can't free hit in consecutive game weeks. Because I was originally thinking I'm going to free hit this week and free hit next week if there's a double game week, and then wildcard after that. But you can't use your free hit in consecutive weeks.
Okay.
Something I didn't know before.
Yeah.
So if anyone's thinking of doing that, don't.
Yeah. I've still got. Yeah, I've got the 2, but I don't know. I'll probably try and wait until later on. But it's gonna have to seriously start thinking about playing the specials now when the chance comes up.
Yeah, why not get on it?
Yeah. Is any sort of double, then got to be thinking about the special.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, yeah. Hopefully, Calvert-Lewin comes back and does the biz for Everton, and a couple of clean sheets would be decent.
Have you got Gray as well?
Yeah. It had to be really. That's the only thing, is that obviously I suppose West Ham you could choose Benrahma or Bowen or maybe like Souček or but with like a Leeds it's going to be Rafinha, and like with Everton it's going to be Gray and Calvert-Lewin, isn't it? So it's like there's not really much variation there, because if you're going for those teams, that there's only like a couple of players to pick from.
Yeah. I was thinking about Luca Dean, but I think he's off, so I think he'll be out of the. I think they've been playing that Braithwaite, so obviously for an assist, but I don't think he's in the plans. I'll be surprised if he plays. And then
Greg's just saying Bowen got credited that assist for the pen. Yeah, it is mad. That is one of the strangest ones I've seen, I think. Yeah. So obviously FA Cup in the middle, so it's going to be weird that double game week. When it does come, there's only going to be a few involvements, but Southampton still only had one game anyway in it. I know.
Yeah, because their other game they were meant to be playing Newcastle, in it, so that was the one that got cancelled.
Yeah, Newcastle's another team that's going to have quite a few. Well, at least a couple to catch up now.
Yeah, I think Burnley are the ones that have got the most, and their fixtures aren't too bad, but it's just like who do you put in from there? Like I thought about maybe a cheeky Loughton because he's done quite well past. He might come in as a cheap option, but I guess you didn't have to double if they have got a double game week. You didn't, like with Brentford, like I could have trebled up. At one point, I had like Tony, Canos, and a defender. I just thought, nah, there's no point tripling up on Brentford, like because if a defender concedes 2, then that's -1, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
It's not
no guarantees. Yeah, I suppose Brentford. I think one defender from Brentford is pretty sensible.
Yeah, as long as he plays both games and they don't concede too many, I could get maybe like 4 points, or if not more.
Yeah,
so, you're right.
Yeah. Shall I have a look at my wild card?
Yeah.
See if I can actually get this working. Everything's a bit slow today, including myself.
While you're doing that, I'll have a look for Matey Boy's Twitter page, which will show like a graphic of the double game week.
Yeah. Have a look at that. Okay, so I think mine's up now. Yeah. So yeah, quite similar to you. Pickford. This is looking at next week though, isn't it? So let's look at the points. Yeah, so Pickford, Cancelo, Laporte. So yeah, that Laporte assist was pretty sweet. Obviously, a lot of people have got Diaz and Cancelo. So
you should have scored Diaz as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that was an easy header, really. He definitely should have scored. So yeah, I'll take that little assist. Yeah, and then Kufal. Grace on. Obviously, Foden. I didn't. I wasn't sure whether to keep him in or not. I'm not really sure why I did because you were playing Arsenal. But it turned out he had COVID anyway, so he didn't play. So
Yeah,
obviously
that's right.
yeah, I got quite a strong bench. I went for Dubravka because he's actually playing, and Newcastle, like I say, going to have a couple of double game weeks. So if I play a bench boost, I could have both keepers playing twice. Or
I've done the same. I got Pickford and De Gea. I only
yeah,
realised that last minute I still have my 3.9 that doesn't play, and I was like, hang on a minute, like I might want a bench boost next week, so I put two decent keeps in just for that.
that's the only thing. Dubravka, obviously Newcastle, not the best for clean sheets, but
Could get some save points.
yeah, you never know. And then obviously, I got Madison, Alonso, and Thomas. Again, I was thinking, why did I actually put Alonso in? Because they've got Liverpool and Man City and Spurs, and then no game for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that was a bit of that was panic stations this morning.
That was just, yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. So that's gonna have to cost me a transfer at some point. He's probably going to go down in price as well, isn't he? So that was a bit stupid. But Madders obviously been wanting him for a while. And Luke Thomas, yeah, because I thought so. Leicester obviously are going to have a couple of games to catch up too. So I know that this team in the long term, they're all teams that have got more than one game to catch up.
Yeah.
And Thomas, I think he is going to be the starting left back now until like Bertrand's not. He's not fit anyway.
They reckon he's out for a couple of weeks, Bertrand still. So
yeah, and even when he's fit, I think Thomas would start ahead of him. So I think it's a shout. And Madders, to be honest, I'm more than happy with Foden not playing, so that I got Madders coming on against Everton because he is on good form.
He is.
But yeah, all in all, pretty similar to yours. And yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes. But I'm hoping at least this week to make some ground on some people.
Yeah.
And on that note,
you weren't tempted to put Rafinha in. He was one that I sort of had a bit of FOMO about because they got Burnley, even though they've only got one game this week. I thought if they're going to win, it's going to be him that does everything.
I didn't. I just don't think he is good. He is good. He gets points. To be fair, he's been taking pens as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But no, I didn't really think that because I wanted Madders, and then obviously Gray and Bowen were automatically picked because of the double game week. There was no space for him to even consider him.
Okay.
But I think now I've brought Jota in, I think that was partly because they're playing Brentford. But also with Salah and Mane being away, obviously he should be playing with Firmino, I guess.
Yeah, Firmino has actually gone down quite a bit. He's 8.7. I did consider him for next week, maybe. But I thought the defensive options were probably a bit more likely. So,
yeah. Greg said, "Man with van broke down in the driveway." Greg and Matt playing each other in our original head-to-head league. So I think Greg also played his wild card, didn't he?
yeah.
Let's have a little look actually. So
yeah, you should be able to see it,
obviously you're storming ahead still. You're still smashing it. But so let's have a little look through. So Billy's kept his team. I don't know what happened here. I'd love to. I want to speak to him anyway, but I'd love to find out what happened because he's ended up with Thomas captain, Luke Thomas captain, and Watkins was vice captain. Obviously, Salah's changed to red, but don't know if that's going to happen or not. He's got Mount, playing against the two Liverpool players.
He's been act, hasn't he? Like this.
Dennis Smith Rowe, 1 point is on the bench. I don't know. I honestly do not know because I feel like he didn't probably realize about the double games. But the Thomas captain thing, it's like, how could that have happened by accident? Like, who was his captain last week?
I don't know. He's been on it the last few weeks, hasn't he? He's been right up there.
It was Salah. Mount was vice. So yeah, that's baffled me, that one a bit, but yeah. So I think it could be a chance for the rest of the league to catch up a bit there, get back to, second place. I think you're sort of gone now. I was saying we should get a couple of trophies, one for the league, one for the head to head.
Yeah.
But you're basically going to be buying yourself a trophy at this rate.
I'm happy to do that.
Yeah. So Dom has played his free hit. I'm guessing that's the first of his 2 free hits.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, he's gone similar. So same 3 West Ham players as me. But yeah, he's gone for Tony and then Keane and Pickford.
Yeah.
And
Probably is more sensible than Calvert-Lewin because you know that Keane's going to play 90 minutes both games, but I just couldn't leave Calvert out if he's. I'm sure that he's chomping at the bit to get back playing again, and yeah, they got. I just think, I don't know. Everton, they're a weird one, Everton, aren't they? They started off the season quite well, and then they went downhill drastically.
Well, I think they did sort of go in line with when Calvert-Lewin got injured, but even when they were winning, they weren't playing very well in it. I don't think they were sort of scraping by.
Yeah, most of the teams that have been out for a couple of weeks have been struggling, so there's no guarantee that they're going to be all guns blazing.
Yeah. But yeah, Laporte on the bench for Dom. A bit unfortunate. I think. Well, we'll see what happens with Salah.
Yeah.
But Reguilon, I took him out, whereas actually he could have been a good one to keep. With that clean sheet. Paj has stuck with his team. Paj took a -8.
Yeah.
Doing
all right.
Doing all right on 35 points. Obviously, he's captain Bowen as well. Same for West Ham. He's got De Gea.
Yeah.
And Tony, might be a popular choice this week. I'm hoping that Dennis 1 point might have cost a few people as well because he's been on form. You think that a lot of people would have started him in that game. Yeah.
I was planning on putting him back in next week because they're likely to have a double game week, but I was reading that it was an injury as to why he got taken off, so you have to keep an eye on how long he's going to be out for. You see, Reece James is out for 2 months as well.
Is it 2 months?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to affect them defensively, isn't it? Aspilicueta and Alonso, basically, they're I think they might struggle a bit.
I think they might. I was thinking about at one point keeping Salah in just to counter people that were still going to have Salah this week, but now that he's red,
again, I did watch. I saw Welbeck score, but I didn't watch that game. But I heard that Brighton basically dominated them, especially in the second half. At Stamford Bridge,
And Lukaku's come out with all these quotes, hasn't he? Say, I don't know if it's been a bit misinterpreted or whatever, but he's basically hankering to go back to Inter already and saying,
I saw that
he's not in Conte's system and all this.
Weird, isn't it? He loves throwing his toys out. Doesn't like to work hard to sort it out as much. He just
I seen the Inter chairman as well was like, we got 100 mil for Lukaku and replaced him with Dzeko, and there's basically no difference. So.
Yeah. I mean, other than the age, I think Dzeko's actually been doing pretty well for them.
Yeah.
A -3 for Matt. Captain Antonio. So we've got the 3 West Ham in, but there's no Everton players. No Brentford.
Who's this?
This is Matt's.
Oh, you didn't go for any Everton?
No. Guess it was quite last minute. Smith Rowe, he's never starting anymore. And Martinelli he is playing really well. He was
dropping at the moment,
yeah. So I think it's time to get rid of Smith Rowe if you've got him.
Yeah, I think because they got a couple of blank weeks coming up as well. Because one of them is
Chelsea, was it?
One of them's because of the Chelsea one, and the other one's because we've been drawn against Liverpool in the League Cup semi, it means one of us is going to obviously play in the final, and that's the final week there. So yeah, no game for us that week either. But we've obviously got one game to catch up from the Wolves postponement, so maybe that might drop in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, I think Arsenal. I think that's still a good good choice. Like I think Matt's obviously got Tierney on the bench, but also like you could go for like Odegaard, or I did have Saka in my first draft.
Yeah, he looked good today.
Yeah, a bit annoyed. Yeah, a bit annoyed I took him out. That was because of the doubles. I ended up taking him out, but I think Saka or Martinelli or maybe even Odegaard, but not Smith Rowe anymore.
No, I think even defensively, like Tierney or Tomiyasu, when we're at home, we didn't concede many. So yeah, they could still be some good options from the Arsenal.
Yeah. Pernell. What's Pernell in? Got a couple of West Ham in. Brought Kufal. No minus points.
32 points already is not bad. Gelhart's a shout as well. I thought about putting him in. He's only 4 points.
Yeah, you had him in your first draft as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Edison, he's unlucky with Dennis, and then the bench, but yeah, I think that's the thing. I was going to play my wildcard anyway, but I think hopefully, it's the only way that you're going to have had a lot of doubles this week. So, unless you do a free hit like Dom, so it can make a difference. Obviously, me and Penna have got our own head to head, so I think I should be taking this 3 points pretty safely this week. Sorry, mate. Let's have a look at Greg's 23 points with wildcard played. So he's on Fabianski and Janssen as well. Tony, all three strikers.
So he's got 8 double game week players. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. What are Brentford's fixtures like thereafter?
They got Liverpool next, but then in and out basically.
A nice home fixture: Wolves at home, Palace at home, Newcastle, and then Norwich, Burnley.
Yeah,
good little run of home games. But if you're willing to bench for the away games, for those tough ones, that might be worth it. But then again, I mean, you can easily. He's only got a couple, so you can easily just swap Tony out for someone.
Who's he on the bench? Yeah, Matip.
Matip, Martinelli.
Brighton got some games to catch up as well, I think. So.
Yeah. I think Lamptey is a good shout as well. But yeah, and also went for Bowen captain. So this Bowen Antonio is going to decide a lot this week, isn't it? Should have a little look at Spooner, see if he's still. Nah, he's definitely not playing anymore.
He's given up.
He's given up. You can't blame him.
Gabriel -3.
All right, cool. And then like the head-to-head. Obviously, it's the first week, so we'll look at it properly. It's not even showing on my thing yet. But yeah, like I say, it was max 16. Matt saying Cucurella as an option for Brighton.
Yeah, we were talking about him last night. He is a good player. 5 mils is a bit on the expensive side for a Brighton player, I think. But he does get forward a lot.
Oh, Palace had a big chance. Who was that?
Come on, Palace.
Edward. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Edward should have scored. Yeah. Come on, boys. But yeah, like obviously there's going to be a bit of a break as well. This obviously with it's going to be interesting next few weeks as we've got the FA Cup, but then with Chelsea and Liverpool not being around, I wonder if it'll mix the teams up a bit, mix the strategies up.
Should do.
Yeah, you think it would, and then hopefully, when it's time to bring Salah back in, there'll be a couple of weeks. But obviously, he plays for Egypt, so you wouldn't expect to go that far, would you?
I don't know. I reckon they've got. Looking at some of the teams in it, I think they got probably quite. At the end of the day, he's the best player in the tournament by a mile. So you can.
Yeah.
They're playing teams like that have got no renowned players. They just give him the ball and just let him Yeah, they've got a good record in African nations. I don't know what the rest of their team's like, but like Nigeria have had a few players drop out. And
what was the reason for Dennis not going? I heard something
like
about
they requested it, like he wasn't in the original squad, and then they decided they wanted him, and Ranieri was like, nah. But all the media outlets were like, nah, they'll let him go anyway. But I think in the end they just accepted that it was too much of a ball ache, so they just didn't take him. And then Osimhen's not going, which is bizarre as well. From Napoli.
What?
So yeah, they've got like Igalo and some other randomer up front.
Well,
so.
Kelechi.
Oh, Kelechi, yeah.
That is weird though. Yeah, that's like their best players. But yeah, you think Algeria will be up there as well with like Riyadh, and they've got a decent team. But yeah, I suppose it'll be interesting to see whether I guess it's either 2 or 3 game weeks depending on how far you go. Is that right?
Yeah, so if you get it's 2 game weeks anyway, and then if your team gets to the semis or beyond, then that's 3 game weeks that they'll miss.
Okay. I saw that Vardy's on side note, but I saw Vards is one of the ones who's injured for a couple of weeks. But so is Daka. I really would like to get Daka in if he's going to get a run of games. But I thought about Kelechi as well, just while if Vardy's going to be out for a little while. I do think Leicester might improve a little bit, even though I don't know, our squad's still paper thin. But
who's more likely to play up front out of Barnes and Perez if it comes down to it?
It's a good question. Good question. Probably Perez, I guess. I don't know. We have played Barnes up front a few times, but I'd probably not.
Yeah, Madison's the one, isn't they, for the Leicester's doubles?
Yeah, I think so. It's gonna be Madders for the rest of the season, I think, for me now. Just looking at my fixtures for next week. Well, actually, when is those next games? They're not for a while, isn't it? So
they're not for it's
15th of Jan.
Yeah, so a lot could happen with COVID before
then. Yeah, we'll do another pod before then anyway, so there's no need to look ahead really.
Do you want me to have a look at this this guy's thingy of what he's proposing double game weeks are going to be?
Yeah, do that. Let's do that, and then we'll
this is probably gonna, for those of you that have a heavy night, this is probably gonna make you fucking go blind, but I'll try and explain it as best I can.
I did have one look at it the other day, and I was like, "This is it's a lot. It's a lot."
Right, can you see this?
Yeah.
Right, so this is the next week, game week 22 here.
Anyone who's on their phone probably is not going to be able to see shit, but
I'll talk through it.
Yeah.
So game week 22 is here. This is the teams down here, and then this is who they're playing. So you've got, for example, Everton against Norwich, and then these blanks is basically the midweek of that game week. So a potential like space for a fixture to take place.
Okay, yeah.
Then dark orange, he's done as a likely double game week, and then the lighter orange is like a possible. Usually with the likely, it is like very likely, and obviously they need to start filling in these fixtures somewhere. So I'd imagine most of these are going to go ahead. So basically, the teams that are likely to have a double game week in the next game week are Everton again. So that's good if you brought 3 Everton in. Burnley, Tottenham, Watford, Brighton, Arsenal, Leicester, and Leeds.
Okay, yeah.
So out of those, probably, if you've got Tottenham and Everton players, you're going to be doing all right. Even Arsenal. The only thing is with the one Arsenal and I can't remember who else it is. Arsenal and Tottenham, they're playing each other as one game, and then their likely other game is probably against another tough team. So I think Leicester, Tottenham could be dropped in there, and Arsenal, Chelsea could be dropped in there as well. So not necessarily great fixtures for a double game week. And United's the other one, which could be decent. They've got Villa, and then that could be like a Burnley or Brentford. Not Burnley, sorry, Brentford. So,
okay, yeah.
But yeah, basically follow this guy on Twitter because he's constantly doing updates on this. And once you get used to like the format of it, when I first looked at it, I was like, "What is going on here?"
Yeah.
It's pretty useful because what he does is he pulls information from all over the shop, but like it's mainly down to the TV fixtures. so you can work out where the game weeks take place based on who's owed what fixtures, like Amazon or BT or whatever.
Right. Okay.
So that's how he sort of works out. It's pretty reliable. He's got quite a big following.
Nice.
So yeah, have a follow of him, Ben Krellin. Big up yourself.
Yeah, good shout. I think I saw earlier somewhere. I can't remember because I was in the morning. I think, but I thought I saw somewhere I posted Leicester's rearranged fixtures, like a few of them. So I don't know whether that was just speculation. I just saw like or whether that was actually from somewhere. I don't know.
I mean, I think once the FA Cup games have been played and we know who's gone out, then we'll surely know quite far in advance then who's got what fixtures where, because obviously you can plan it a bit better.
Yeah, that's true. I might try and save my second free hit for the FA Cup like quarters or something, because I think that might be one that might catch some people out because it'll be quite late in the season.
Yeah, it's a good shout, because if the best teams usually get to that end of the tournament, then it's the people playing that week is going to be like your mid-table, bottom of the table teams, isn't it? So
yeah, so it's gonna I think it happened last year, and there was a lot of people that struggled to get an 11 out for that one. So yeah.
Just to say, I'm probably gonna bench boost next week because I've built my team sort of based on the fact that Tottenham and Everton are gonna have a double next week. I think I worked out I can get 12 out of 15 without making any transfers for a double game week bench boost. So if these do go ahead, that could be pretty huge.
Yeah, that's definitely when I'm going to be looking to use my bench boost if possible, is when so you have more than 11 playing double. That's why I'm hoping that, because how many do Everton have to catch up? Another one.
Everton's got 2 more to catch up, I think, but one of them is likely to be next week, and then one I guess will be somewhere else.
Yeah, so hopefully, like him, I'll get one where both keepers will have doubles, and hopefully, like a lot of my team. And if you have to take a -8 that week, but you're having a bench boost of doubles, then so be it.
Yeah, definitely.
Matt's just saying Antonio missed a sitter. See, in one way, I guess I should be happy about that, because even though I've got him, everyone's got him, haven't they? Really?
Yeah.
42% selected by, and obviously I didn't captain him, so I'm probably better off if he doesn't really, unless it's assisted by Kufau or Bowen. I'll take that. But yeah, I missed that. I don't know if I'm behind or I just missed it. But either way, I think we might call it a day there. Is it? I'm glad we got through it. But yeah, I need to just lie down and watch the darts. Get a takeaway, I think, as well, potentially.
Is it?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, cheeky pizza or something. Yeah. new year in style, like. Yeah. But cool. Well, I guess we'll give it a miss next week as well with the FA Cup. Next time we can have a bit more of an in-depth look at maybe the weeks ahead. Hopefully we'll have some more of the fixtures and stuff by then as well.
Surely, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Cool. All right, cool. Thanks for joining, guys. And
Thank you, guys.
We'll catch you next time.